Welcome back into the Film Room. I'm your host, Eric Turner, and in today's Cover 1 Film Room feature, we are going to break down Josh Allen's stellar game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. All offseason, the narrative was that Allen had very few proven weapons, and that the superhuman QB was going to have to carry this offense. And while he has to a certain extent, the offensive picture is a lot clearer through 3 weeks. The Bills have an array of selfless players who, when given opportunities, have risen to the occasion. Offensive coordinator Joe Brady has shown that he has complete confidence in each and every one of these players, regardless of the position. Against the Jags, Brady and Allen shredded the depleted Jags secondary. While the offense may lack what most people would consider upper echelon talent, Brady's play design and calls have given the offense leverage regardless of the defensive coverage. In this game, the Jags stuck to their defensive philosophy of playing man coverage. So the Bills rolled out their new look weapons, sprinkled in some Brady's pixie dust, and ripped through the Jags defense. Brady's use of personnel, pre-snap shifting, and motion helped Allen see the field well. It's helped Allen keep his eyes and feet in tune, and allowed him to work through his progressions much smoother than the last couple years. Which is why Allen and the Bills coasted to a win. The superstar QB led 5 consecutive scoring drives, and ultimately finished 23 for 30 passing for 263 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a gaudy .72 EPA per dropback rating. So without further ado, let's jump into the film room of Allen leading the Bills to the 47-10 win over the Jaguars. Alright, let's dive into this film. First and 10 play, very first play of the game, the Bills get 19 yards on a simple play. Get Josh Allen in rhythm on this curl wheel route to James Cook, up the sideline. Jags starting off early in man coverage, and the Bills get to their man coverage beater. Initially, the motion and shifting by Cook, it identifies this man coverage. And then you can see with the Bills having 2 tight ends on the field, you have a linebacker and a safety down on them, and it's showing posture-wise like it's man coverage. And so what Josh has to keep an eye on is this defender on the line of scrimmage in a 2-point stance. Is this guy going to peel out with Cook, or is it going to be the linebacker that is going to play Cook up the sideline? Because that makes a big difference. If the edge player just peels with Cook, there's no rub set here. But because the linebacker's taking him, you see Hollins being very selfless, set that rub, set that pick, then that allows Josh to exploit the linebacker up the field for 19 yards. Later on in the drive, 3rd and 7, ball spotted at the Jacksonville 48-yard line. Josh simply takes the check down or outlet to James Cook on 3rd and 7. And while they only gained 4 yards, Josh has an idea that, hey, if I can pick up a little chunky yardage, this may make the decision for McDermott that much easier. Very, very good understanding of situational football. You're going to have a post here by Valdez-Scantling, and then you're having the wheel up the sideline, and Cook is just releasing out into a route and getting into the flats. Josh sees post-snap that, hey, the defense is dropping out to this 2-shell look. Take what they give me, get 4 yards, and make that decision much easier for McDermott with the ball spotted at Jacksonville's 44-yard line and a 4th and 3 situation ahead. On the very next play, 4th and 3, the Bills go for it, and the pre-snap pixie dust from Joe Brady really gets the Jags coverage in a bind here. Are they in zone? Are they in man? You really don't know, and I think they still don't know to this point. Josh swings it out to Shakir for the first down. So I want you to watch what this little motion across the formation does to not only number 22 here, but to this defender right here, and you'll see it better from the end zone angle. Watch what this motion across the formation, and then showing like Shakir is going to run this orbit route right here. What this does to this guy, he gets lost in the sauce right there. He's not even traveling with Shakir. Shakir's already back out the front door of this play. This defender's eyes are inside, looking inside, and Cook, he scored on a play like this last week in that mesh traffic play. And on this play, Josh just swings it out on 4th down to Shakir for the first down. But watch what the eye candy and movement does prior to the snap, and what it does to several of the Jags defenders. I mean, watch Cisco. You don't even really know what coverage they are in. Are they in man? Are they in zone? They could be just shifting 22 with Shakir because the passing strength is now to this side. We don't really know. But post-snap, you're seeing this guy run aimlessly to the left. Watch Cisco come inside just a little bit. And again, the Bills snuck out Cook last week for a touchdown against the Finns. Is that crossing his mind right there? Either way, He gets sucked inside, and now you have a wide open Shakir to the right side of the screen for the first down. On the very next play, the Bills get 12 yards to Shakir on 1st and 10 with some of that pixie dust from Brady prior to snap once again. And good job by not only the coaching staff, but the scouting staff understanding what the Jags are going to do when the Bills or offenses stack wide receivers like this. So they have one of their DBs down, and instead of having that guy chase like you saw in the last play, they're going to what we call rock and roll these safeties. So that safety is going to come down. If Shakir comes across the formation, that post safety is going to come down, and then this safety is going to roll to the middle of the field. But on the snap, watch what Shakir does. Boom, hits the tackle box, and then squirts back out the front of the play. And now look at all the leverage and space that Shakir has with two Jags defenders at depth. They're almost at the sticks, and now Shakir can do work with the ball in his hand, and that's what he's good at. Just look at what it does. Takes this guy away from the point of attack. This defender's already in off coverage, and now Hollins just has to convert and block one of them, and you have the space, and you have the easy button play for the first down. There's no doubt that Brady was in his bag in this game, especially during that initial play script or game script early in this game. On this play, 1st and 15 situation here, the Bills get 9 yards to Curtis Samuel, but there are just so many details in this little 9-yard gain. So let's break it down from the top. First of all, there's no running backs on the field. So 0 running backs on the field, and you have 1 tight end. Tight end's right here in Dalton Kincaid. So that means with 0 running backs, 1 tight end on the field, that means you have 4 wide receivers on the field, which again can create issues when you're talking mismatches, whether it's zone or man coverage. So now you get the first motion. That's Curtis Samuel running out here. And it doesn't really reveal too much. If anything, it reveals that maybe it's zone coverage. Now you get another motion from Mac Hollins across the formation. Now you're getting this defender traveling with Hollins, but that's not because it's man coverage. That's primarily because the Bills now have 3 eligibles to the top. The passing strength is to the top. So now they're just shifting their defensive structure. So now what that's doing is changing not the coverage, because they're still going to play cover 3 here, but it's changing the responsibility of this linebacker. And now why that's important is because you have a wide alignment by Curtis Samuel here. He's at the depth of the running back position, but he's a wide receiver. And what the Bills are running here is a simple Texas route from him, but from that wide alignment. So rather than have the running back to the right of Josh Allen and have to work through a possible rub right here from the defensive end, you know, a lot of teams do that as they want to get a piece of the running back before he gets into this Texas route or any option routes. They're having Samuel lined out wide to clear all of that. So on the snap, you're having this linebacker buzz to the flats because he's got to match the width and leverage of not just the number 1 here, but also Samuel. He's getting out fast. Now look at this window. Look at that window between the flats defender, who's going to be coming out here, and the hook the curl defender in this cover 3 look right there. Look at all that space. And Josh hits Samuel in that window and does a great job of putting it in the back shoulder and kind of slowing Samuel down so he doesn't take a big hit and kind of lead him into traffic. So there's so much detail in this play. Again, personnel, shifting, motioning, and then the placement was just beautiful. Just so much good stuff on this simple 9-yard gain. And again, it set the Bills up in the low red zone after this throw to Curtis Samuel. 3rd and 3 situation here, 7-11 in the first quarter still. This is the 28-yard gain to Dalton Kincaid versus man coverage once again. And one thing that Brady has done so much better than Dorsey is make things easier for Josh and really allowing Josh to see the field that much better. Again, simple motion here, short motion by Kincaid. It's obvious man coverage, and he likes the matchup versus the Jags defender. And the progressions for Josh have been so much quicker and smoother. His decision-making has been better because of it. And this is a play that the Bills ran last week versus the Dolphins, where you're having a return route by the wide receiver, Matt Collins, right here. And then you're having Kincaid after he motions in right here. He's just running basically a corner route right here. And then on the backside, you're having Shakir set up over the middle and then an in-breaking route by the outside receiver to the top. And so Josh likes this coverage and matchup, so he takes it to Kincaid as he breaks to the corner there, and it's a big explosive play for the Bills. The Bills ran it last week where Josh didn't like the matchup against the Dolphins. They did a great job of bracketing that corner route and really that entire smash concept to that side of the field. So Josh moved on his progressions. And you see him snap his eyes from the right side of the field to the middle to find Shakir on that third down play to convert the first down. So this week against the Jags, once again, he liked the matchup, the motion identified man coverage, especially single high man coverage. You'll see him check that post safety and just rip it for the big play. 3:34 left in the first quarter, 3rd and 6 situation here. And Josh had to play above the scheme on this one because the Jags did a great job of shutting this scheme and play concept down, but Josh plays above the scheme, outside of structure, and finds Dalton Kincaid for the touchdown. And it looks like the Bills and Allen are trying to work the high-low between Shakir right here and Dalton Kincaid, but the Jags do a good job of pushing here. So you're having this defender, this linebacker play inside of Kincaid. He obviously has help with the safety over the top. And so, like I said, I think they want to hit and work this return route, this high-low between Shakir and Kincaid. But as I said, the Jags did a great job of shutting that down, dropping 8 in the coverage. Here's a D lineman dropping out underneath. And Josh is kind of reeling right here. He holds onto the ball, extends the play, gets outside the pocket. And you can see right now, Hollins go this way, and then Kincaid works the back line going in the other direction. Eyes on Josh the entire time, separates, finds a window, and gets open for the touchdown. This is what's been great about Brady and his scheme. Josh hasn't had to make these type of plays every single drive. We're so used to seeing Josh, the alien, make these type of plays 2 to 3 times a drive. Now, we're only seeing these type of plays 2 to maybe 4 times a game. And so now Josh is able to have some breathers because of the run game, because some of the screen game stuff they're doing, some of the easy button plays. But then in these critical moments, in the red zone, in the low red zone, on third down, Josh is able to play above the scheme at times and show why he's such a superstar. And you see him get outside the pocket and make this touchdown throw to Dalton Kincaid. We're in the second quarter, 8:32 on the clock. The Bills are now up 13-3. Tight formation, extra offensive lineman, play action pass, something we want to see more of. And a simple check down or outlet to James Cook for 17 yards. Such an easy play for Josh Allen in this offense. As I said, extra offensive lineman. Look at the tight, condensed formation. And what the Bills are trying to do is run this guy off right here, take the safeties with him, run dagger, deep in-breaking route to MVS. You have a check down right here to Kincaid, but you also have Cook leaking out of the backfield. So Josh reading high to low. This is a shot play call, trying to get a chunky yardage here in the second quarter. Looks down the field. This in-breaking route's taken away by this linebacker. Obviously, 2 safeties are capping the run-through route or clearing route. Kincaid has a guy over the top of him, but look at all of this space for your star running back. Simple check down. Cook does the rest for 17 yards. Easy button play for Josh Allen and the Bills offense. Off of play action, go figure. So once again, tight formation, extra offensive lineman and Anderson in there. Everything reeks of run here, but they run play action. Nothing's there down the field. The Jags still had 2 defenders deep. It's capped. Well, guess what? Take what's given to you. Josh does. He gets to his outlet very quickly. Very good rhythm. And look at him bounce. Top of the drop, down the field. Hits the back foot, nothing there. Hitch, boom, ball out. Take what's given. Josh has been doing such a great job of playing within himself, playing within inside the structure, and working high to low on this play and taking what the defense has given him. And that's why he was able to pick up 17 yards with James Cook on this play. 2 plays later on 1st and 10, Josh hits Keon Coleman for the 24-yard touchdown on another easy button type play for the Bills offense. So again, 1st and 10 situation here. Bills have been pretty run heavy on first down. And what are the Bills showing right now? Extra offensive lineman, tight end, condensed formation. They love running this duo type run right here downhill a bunch. We've seen it several times through the first 2 games. But instead, they run play action. They take that shot call. And so it's a beautiful call because you have a single high safety and you get man coverage against these 2 crossing routes. And I want you to pay particular attention to Keon Coleman running this crosser and how he times this route and paces this route to match up with Matt Collins and to create that separation right there. Just really good pacing by Coleman. Look, he's playing, 60% right there as he starts off the line of scrimmage. And then boom, he kicks it up a notch. And then when he wants to break across, you see a little push off. And then there's a separation. And instead of throwing it out here horizontally towards the boundary, Josh floats it up over the top in stride for the touchdown. Just awesome stuff from Joe Brady, the Bills offense. The execution was money. It was on point. Look at Josh sell the fake here, and then just that rhythm. Look at him, just comfortable. And the mechanics are just on point. Hits the top of his drop, settles in, and then that right hip hops through. You see him hop that right hip through, create that torque. Really tight mechanics on this play from Josh, and that's why this throw was boom, right on the money, right on the hands for Coleman. He doesn't have to fight the ball. It's right in stride, and the Bills put up 6 points for the touchdown. First and 10 situation here, 3 minutes left in the first half. The Bills are up 20-3. And this play by Josh, this throw by Josh was just on point, but Cook is not able to reel it in for the touchdown. Wide open down the field. Great throw, great mechanics. Another well-designed play by Joe Brady. You get that motion from Samuel across the formation, kind of like you saw from Shakir. He orbits around Josh. Josh fakes the run to him. And so you have this defender traveling with Samuel. This linebacker is actually rushing Josh. And so now this linebacker has to match up with James Cook, who is running that leak route out of the backfield and up the numbers right here versus this single high man coverage look of the Jags. And just the rhythm and timing by Josh were just on point. Drops it in a bucket, but Cook drops it on the back end of this play. But just watch all the motion, all the eye candy, and all the processing that the defense has to do prior to the snap and then post-snap, and sticking with their keys. And just watch Cook versus Devin Lloyd. Lloyd is actually a very athletic linebacker, but because of the slight eye candy right here, and Josh faking it to Samuel, Cook coming across the formation, there's a little hesitation right there by Lloyd. Just watch him right here across the formation. A little hesitation, and then you got the speed of Cook up the numbers, and Josh just hits him in rhythm, but it's dropped. An easy 6 points for Cook in the Bills offense, but unfortunately Cook drops it on the back end. 2 plays later, 3rd and 9 here. The Bills are up 20-3, 2:11 left in the first half, and Bills align in a quad set to the bottom. You see 4 eligibles to the bottom, and look at the Jags. You think they're man coverage? They absolutely are. Single high safety on the snap. I think Josh is really looking for this out and up to Coleman, and he's expecting this corner maybe to be tighter so that they can run some of that 50-50 type, plays down the field. But Josh doesn't like that, and how well the corner stayed over the top kind of capped that play on 3rd and 9. So while his eyes are right here, the play's taken away. So what does he do next? He gets to the next guy in his progression. So you have Kincaid on a sit route and a shallow drag by Shakir underneath. And that's where Josh wants to go with the ball. Again, watch the rhythm, the timing, and the placement by Josh. Snaps off of Coleman, gets it to his next guy in his progression, gets it to Shakir on 3rd and 9, a guy he trusts on 3rd down a bunch. It's this type of smoothness and conviction when Josh is going through his progressions that are the biggest differences between Brady's offense and Dorsey's offense. When the first or second read has been taken away in Brady's offense, the next option, the 3rd and 4th options, are falling into Josh's progressions and line of sight, much like you see on Shakir on this play. Coleman's taken away. He sees Shakir coming into his line of sight. The transition from 1 to 2 is smooth. The ball is out, and you get the big play down the field. Just good stuff from Brady and understanding what the Jags want to do in these critical moments. 3rd down play, they want to play man coverage. Well, you got Shakir separating on a crossing route. But Josh, once again, Coleman's not there. Boom, where do my eyes and feet need to go? To the next guy, my progression. Boom, snaps his eyes to Shakir. Very good mechanics. Placement is on point. You don't see Shakir have to break stride at all. He's able to break that tackle, separate, and spin in for the touchdown. Allen is in total control of the Bills offense, and when we're talking situational football, this is before the half. You see the Jags in too high safety look, and maybe in the past Josh would bite off a little more that he could chew on this seam route right here, or maybe even to Shakir. But instead, he's saying, you know what? I'm just going to take what's given to me. They're giving me this check down to Johnson. So Josh takes it, and he's able to move the sticks. Total control in this game by Josh Allen. And you see that once again here on the same drive. Watch how he just, once again, goes through his progressions, looks to the top of the screen. There's nothing there. You see this defender widen. You see a nice little gap right here in the cover. Nice window for Shakir. So what does Josh do? Moves on his progressions and hits Shakir over the middle to once again move the chains. And this is just so smooth. And the mechanics are just perfect here by Josh. He sees that safety dropping down, number 20. And then once again, going through his progressions right there, kind of flashes to the right to move this defender a little bit more and probably even to hold this one as well. And then snaps his eyes and his feet to Shakir. And then look at the throw out in front of Shakir. And he gets it to him in time and with good placement so that Shakir can eye any defenders that are coming to make a hit on him. And he's able to protect himself at the end of that play. So great stuff from the Bills offense, great stuff from Brady, and great execution from Josh and Khalil Shakir. Several plays later, the Bills face a 2nd and 3 situation here. 24 seconds left in the half. They're up 27-3 at this point. Little motion by Kincaid, and Josh shows that alien nature by him for this touchdown to Ty Johnson. And I talked about at the top how Joe Brady will put anyone and everyone at certain positions in critical moments to make plays. The Bills don't have James Cook in here. They have Ty Johnson here, and they are not afraid to run him on routes down the field. So you get an inside release from MVS. He's going to be running to the corner or curling it up. Get a quick out by Kincaid. And as I said, Ty Johnson gets the touchdown here, and they're releasing him on a corner route from the backfield. Brady and Allen trust every single player they have on their roster. They have an array of players, maybe no upper echelon guys besides Josh Allen on offense, but they have guys who are making plays in critical moments, including Josh Allen. The Jags are playing with their backup linebacker here, and so getting a running back matched up against him was just a great call by Brady. But watch Johnson chop the hand down of the linebacker right there. At that collision point, chops that hand down. That allows him to separate from that linebacker. And then look at the anticipation by Josh. Look, the ball's out, and there's barely any separation at this point, but he drops it in the bucket for the touchdown. Watch from the end zone angle. Just a crazy play from Josh Allen. Buying some time, getting outside the pocket, rolling to his left, and then just flicking that wrist and dropping it right into the hands of Ty Johnson. Right on the hands, right at the front pylon. Johnson can look it in easily. It's a soft throw, and then he can worry about getting his feet in and getting the ball across the goal line, which he does for the touchdown. Just awesome stuff from Joe Brady and his coaching staff, the scouting staff, and the players on the field, including Josh Allen. He had one heck of a day against the Jaguars defense, a defense that wanted to stick in man coverage. And overall, this offseason, all you heard was that the Bills didn't have these star playmakers at wide receiver position. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis. Who's going to be the guy that beats man coverage? Who's going to win one-on-ones? Well, I guess a lot of us didn't realize that, hey, Joe Brady can scheme up some plays to get guys open. And we saw that a bunch in this game, especially versus man coverage, but also versus zone coverage. And Brady did that by using pre-snap shifts, motions, personnel groupings, and then everything coming together post-snap for Josh Allen and this Bills offense, which is why he had such a big day against the Jags. If you like this breakdown, please smash that like button, leave me a comment in the comment section, or at the very least, subscribe to the Cover One YouTube channel. I am Eric Turner, owner of Cover One, host of the Film Room, and until our next breakdown, go Bills.